So yeah, this finna the world up.
No.
He likes to act like he doesn't have money.
And what we doing?
Standing on business.
Bro, my first diamonds came from Icebox. Okay.
Christmas came early.
Kicking in the door of a jewelry store that iced out damn near every rapper in Atlanta. We're talking about Icebox diamonds and watches, the same store that made custom pieces for T, 21 Savage, Migos, Meek Mill, Drake, Offset, Ludacris, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Young Thug, Drewski, SG. I'm talking everybody been in that Buckhead showroom dropping bags. Their Instagram got over 1 million followers. They film rappers walking in, picking out diamonds, trying on Rolexes, getting fitted for custom chains. The content alone turned them into one of the biggest brands in the game. They're the Atlanta version of Johnny Dang. Same exact business model. Get the rappers in, ice them out, post it on social media, let the clout bring in more customers, rinse and repeat. And now y'all already seen what happened with Johnny Dang. Allegations of selling fake pieces, rumors of a raid, the whole internet going crazy. But what's been happening at Icebox is worse. Because this ain't just rumors, fam. We got actual lawsuits, federal investigations tied to a multi-million-dollar heist, rappers on record accusing this store of extortion and selling overpriced diamond chip jewelry that ain't worth half what they are charging. We got a store manager tied up in his own home while thieves cleaned out safes holding between $5 and $10 million in merchandise. We got feds arresting entire crews and recovering stolen Icebox pieces with the price tag still on them. And we got rappers who shop there, publicly warning other artists that the jewelry game is full of fakes and the truth is about to come out. So today, we breaking all of it down. Every rapper they made chains for, every beef, every lawsuit, every shady deal, every piece of evidence. And by the end of this, you're going to look at that Icebox YouTube channel completely different. Let me break it down for you. 8. So to understand how we got here, we need to go back to how Icebox became Icebox. This ain't some mom-and-pop jewelry shop that stumbled into the rap game. Nah, this was strategic from day one. Icebox Diamonds and Watches operates out of Buckhead, Atlanta, one of the most affluent neighborhoods in the entire Southeast. We're talking old money, new money, rap money, trap money, all of it flowing through that area. The store is run by a team that includes people like Mo Jumla, who's the president, and Jeff D'Annunzio, who manage the day-to-day operations. These are the faces you'd see in all those Instagram photos posing next to rap. Now here's what made Icebox different from your regular jeweler. They understood something early on that most jewelry stores didn't: the power of hip-hop marketing. Think about it. You get one rapper to wear your chain in a music video, post a photo on Instagram, or shout you out on a track, and suddenly every up-and-coming artist in Atlanta wants to walk through your doors. It's free advertising worth millions, and all it costs you is a couple custom pieces. So Icebox started doing what a lot of these celebrity jewelers do. They'd offer layaway plans to rappers, and not regular layaway like you'd get at Walmart. Nah, this was different. They would literally loan jewelry to artists, expensive pieces, Rolexes, Cartier bracelets, custom diamond chains, with the understanding that the rapper would pay later. But here's the catch, and this is important. The terms of these deals often included the rapper wearing the pieces publicly.
Basically, you become a walking billboard for Icebox, and in exchange, you get to flex diamonds you ain't fully paid for yet. Now on paper, this sounds like a win-win, right? The rapper gets to look iced out, the jeweler gets free promotion, but in practice, this is where things start getting messy. Because what happens when a rapper stops making payments? What happens when the jeweler inflates the price of pieces that ain't worth what they say? What happens when you got artists walking around with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry on credit and the relationship goes south? That's when the lawsuits start. That's when the accusations start. That's when people start whispering about the quality of what Icebox is actually selling. And trust me, the whispers got loud. But before we get into the beefs, let me run down the client list so you understand just how deep Icebox's reach goes in hip-hop. We're talking T.I., one of Atlanta's biggest legends, been shopping there for years. 21 Savage, regularly seen in the store picking out pieces. Migos, Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff were all Icebox regulars. These are guys who don't just buy one chain, they buy entire collections. Meek Mill been photographed at Icebox multiple times, and the store used to promote their relationship heavy on social media. Drake, yes, that Drake, has purchased items from the high-end shop. Ludacris, another Atlanta legend on the client list. Lil Baby, frequently seen in the Icebox showroom. Young Thug, and we're going to talk a lot more about him in a minute. Lil Durk, who ironically became one of the people warning rappers about the jewelry game. And Drusky, the comedian, reportedly dropped $100,000 on custom pieces at Icebox. That's not even counting the NFL players, NBA players, actors, and other entertainers who walk through those doors. Icebox wasn't just a jewelry store, fam. It was a cultural institution, a rite of passage. If you made it in Atlanta, you went to Icebox, period. But here's what people don't talk about enough, the technology behind these pieces. Icebox uses state-of-the-art 3D printer technology to create custom made-to-order diamond chip jewelry. Now, diamond chip is the key phrase here. Diamond chips are tiny fragments of diamonds. We're talking little specks that get clustered together to create the appearance of a fully iced-out piece. From a distance, under the right lighting, in an Instagram photo or music video, they look incredible, absolutely stunning. But when you put them under a loupe, when you actually examine what you paid $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 for, that's when the questions start. Because diamond chip jewelry and actual high-quality diamond jewelry are two very different things. And the markup on diamond chip pieces compared to their actual material value, let's just say the margins are generous. This ain't just an Icebox thing either. This is an industry-wide issue. The whole celebrity jeweler game operates on the principle that rappers don't know gemology. Most artists aren't walking in with a GIA certification handbook asking about clarity grades and carat weights. They're looking at how a piece looks, how it catches light, how it's going to photograph. And jewelers know that. They've always known that. But that's just the beginning, though, because when you mix big money, big egos, and questionable jewelry, things go sideways fast. Now let me get into the first major beef, and this one is a doozy. Young Thug versus Icebox. Y'all need to hear this because this story has everything. Money, lawsuits, accusations of extortion, stolen jewelry during a video shoot, and a $350,000 legal battle. So here's what happened. Young Thug, born Jeffrey Lamar Williams, was one of Icebox's biggest and most visible clients. You've all seen the photos. Thug posing with Mo Jumla, the Icebox president, both of them smiling, Thug dripping in diamonds. It was the perfect celebrity jeweler relationship, or so everyone thought. According to Icebox, they loaned Young Thug approximately $200,000 worth of jewelry over the course of several visits. We're talking about a $30,000 Rolex watch, a $20,000 Cartier bracelet, a $30,000 diamond wallet chain, a $6,500 rose gold clasp. And this wasn't a one-time thing. Thug visited the store at least 4 times, each time walking out with more pieces. And now Icebox says Thug made payments over time totaling about $95,000, but then just stopped, left an unpaid balance of $115,090. So naturally, Icebox did what any business would do. They sued. But they didn't just sue for $115,000. They filed a $350,000 lawsuit against Young Thug. But here's where it gets crazy. Thug didn't just roll over on this. He fired back hard. Through his lawyers, Thug accused Icebox of extorting him. His exact claim was that Icebox had been trying to be his friend, soliciting him, pushing expensive jewelry on him without requiring any money up front. Basically, Thug was saying they set him up.
They gave him all this ice knowing he'd wear it publicly and promote the brand, then came back demanding hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the court documents, Thug's team argued that Icebox deliberately targeted him as a cash cow, loaning pieces, use his celebrity to advertise the store, then sue him for more than the jewelry was even worth when the relationship soured. Thug demanded the lawsuit be thrown out entirely. Now I want y'all to think about this for a second. This is the same playbook we've seen from other celebrity jewelers. They identify a hot artist, they shower them with jewelry on credit, they use the relationship for marketing and clout, and then when the bill comes due, the artist is stuck paying inflated prices for diamond-chip jewelry that might not be worth anywhere close to what's being charged. But that's not even the craziest part of the Thug Icebox saga. Before the lawsuit even happened, there was an incident during a Young Thug and Lil Baby video shoot where Icebox was reportedly robbed of $150,000 worth of merchandise. Yeah, you heard that right. During a video shoot with two of the biggest rappers in Atlanta, somebody allegedly walked off with $150,000 in jewelry. And guess who Icebox blamed? Young Thug. They sued him for the cost of the stolen jewelry and damages on top of the existing debt. So now you got Young Thug fighting two legal battles with Icebox, one over the unpaid jewelry bill and one over the stolen merchandise from the video shoot. The relationship between Thug and Icebox went from Instagram photo ops to courtroom warfare. And this is a pattern, fam. This is what happens when the celebrity jeweler model breaks down. The smiles disappear real.
But if you thought the Young Thug situation was wild, what happened next shocked everyone. And I mean everyone. Because in February 2019, Icebox became the target of one of the most brazen jewelry heists in Atlanta history. Here's the play-by-play. And pay attention, because this reads like a movie script. On the night of February 16, 2019, Jeff DiMuncio, the store manager, went out to dinner with his wife. Normal evening, nice dinner in Atlanta. What they didn't know was that they were being watched, followed, tracked. When the couple returned to their home in Smyrna, Georgia, a suburb outside Atlanta, armed robbers were waiting. Two masked men forced their way into the home, tied up DiMuncio and his wife, and held them hostage. But they weren't there just to rob the house. They wanted something bigger. They forced DiMuncio to hand over the keys and access codes to the Icebox store and its safes. Once they had what they needed, one of the suspects stayed behind to guard the tied-up couple, while the other left to meet the rest of the crew at the store. And then they cleaned out Icebox. 2 of the 7 safes in the back of the store emptied. Over a period of 2 hours, these guys methodically went through the store, taking everything they could carry. Diamond-encrusted Rolexes, custom chains, loose diamonds, cash. The estimated take? Between $5 million and $10 million worth of diamonds, watches, and cash. $10 million. When Atlanta police responded around 2:30 a.m. the next morning after a silent alarm or tip, they initially didn't even see anything out of the ordinary from the outside. The thieves had been that clean. It wasn't until they got inside that they realized the scope of what had happened. Now here's where people started connecting the dots and asking questions. Icebox had over 1 million Instagram followers. They'd been posting videos of their safes, their inventory, their most expensive pieces, essentially giving a blueprint of exactly what was inside and where it was. Some people argued they'd been advertising exactly what to steal. But it gets even more suspicious. After the robbery, Icebox reportedly did not provide surveillance footage or an itemized list of the stolen items to Cobb County Police for an extended period. And in a store that caters to celebrities and has millions of dollars in inventory, you'd think they'd have state-of-the-art security systems with instant access to footage, right? The delay raised eyebrows. People on social media started speculating. Was this an inside job? Was there an insurance angle? Why the hesitation to provide basic information to investigators? The investigation went on for over a month before police finally made arrests.
In March 2019, law enforcement served search warrants at 2 separate locations and arrested 5 suspects. Jose Hernandez, 38 years old, Tamika Lashen Krosky, 44, Gregory Andrews, 34, Misha Sims, 31, and Kreisel Krosky, 29, who was Thomas' son and was already sitting in jail on unrelated charges. A moth-son duo running a jewelry heist. You can't make this stuff up. When police raided their homes, they found diamond rings, necklaces, bracelets, and watches. Some still had the price tags attached. Some still had the Icebox diamonds and watches logo stamped on them. They also recovered $27,000 in cash and about $50,000 worth of stolen jewelry. But hold on, if the heist was worth between $5 million and $10 million and they only recovered $50,000 and some change, where did the rest of it go? That's millions of dollars in diamonds and watches still unaccounted for. And to this day, there are people who believe the full story of the Icebox heist has never been told. The acting Cobb County District Attorney promised to throw the...
He publicly stated they would bring maximum charges and that these people would not see the light of day again. Heavy words. But the questions about the robbery itself, the missing footage, the delayed cooperation, the unrecovered millions, those questions never fully went away. Now, here's where we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because Icebox isn't operating in a vacuum. They're part of an entire ecosystem of celebrity jewelers who've been accused of the same things over and over again. Remember what Lil Durk said, and this is coming from a man who shops at Icebox regularly. Durk posted on his Instagram story, "Stop buying all this jewelry without knowing what you're doing." He warned that a lot of what's being sold is fake, some of it is overpriced, and rappers are going to be upset when the truth comes out. He told everyone to find one jeweler and stick with them. This is a man inside the culture, spending hundreds of thousands on jewelry, telling other rappers to be careful. That should tell you everything you need to know. And Durk ain't the only one sounding the alarm. There's a whole Instagram account called Fake Watch Buster that has made an entire brand out of exposing rappers and jewelers for fraudulent pieces. They've called out everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean names that would shock you. Lil Baby got caught at the Met Gala with a PC Philippe Nautilus watch that turned out to be fake. He paid $400,000 for it. $400,000 for a counterfeit watch, and he was so confident in it that he posted the receipt on his Instagram story. Fake Watchbuster tore it apart, pointing out multiple discrepancies that proved the watch wasn't genuine. After that went viral, Lil Baby tagged PC Philippe directly and basically said aftermarket jewelers are out here scamming people. Think about that. One of the biggest rappers in the world paid almost $500,000 for a fake watch and didn't even know it. That's the state of the jewelry game in hip-hop right now. And the problem runs deeper than just watches. The Fake Watchbuster account doesn't just call out the rappers, they call out the jewelers, because the jewelers are the ones who know better. They understand gemology. They know the difference between genuine diamonds and diamond chips, between authentic luxury timepieces and high-quality counterfeits. They're the experts. And when they sell substandard pieces at premium prices to clients who don't know any better, that's not a mistake. That's a business model. Soulja Boy has been caught with so many fake watches and chains that Fake Watchbuster literally created memes dedicated to him. Lil Scrappy got called out for a fake Audemars pig. Waka Flocka, Jadakiss, Sean Kingston, the list goes on and on. Now let's talk about the Johnny Dang situation because the parallels are insane. Johnny Dang, the king of bling out of Houston, recently had viral posts claiming his store was raided by police for selling fake jewelry. The story spread across social media like wildfire. Everyone was sharing it, reacting.
But here's the thing. Johnny Dang came out and said it was completely false. No raid, no police involvement, no confirmed evidence of fake jewelry. The whole thing appeared to be misinformation that went viral. But the fact that people believed it so easily, that tells you something about the reputation of celebrity jewelers in general. The trust is already fractured. When you've got rappers publicly warning each other about being scammed, when you've got Instagram accounts dedicated to exposing fakes, When you've got lawsuits flying back and forth between artists and their jewelers, the credibility of the entire industry is on shaky ground. And this brings us back to Icebox, because while they've never been confirmed